Hey, everybody. I hope everyone had a very happy new year. And I'd like to say welcome back to me because I took 2 weeks off. As you probably noticed, I didn't put any videos up at all. 2 weeks ago was my last live stream with Drone Wolf Media, Mr. Chris. And I'd like to say hi to Mr. Chris because he is in the audience. At least I saw him chatting a minute ago. And I will put the chat up in just a minute. Today, we have a very, very special guest once again. As we talked 2 weeks ago, we thought we'd do this. Mr. Matt from Variable on YouTube. He's been watching my stuff many, many, many months now, maybe even up to a year. And he's partaking in the live stream. And I'll get to him in just a second because what we're doing in this video is we're going to talk about him. He's going to go to CES next week. I think it's next week. He'll tell you in a minute. And then we're going to basically get some ideas on some things that maybe you've heard of that maybe he didn't hear of. He's going to talk about what he's going to go see at CES. And then you can also tell him what you would like to see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut over to Matt and he can tell you everything that he wants to tell you. Are you ready, Mr. Matt? Don't forget to unmute yourself. And here you go.
All right, guys, how's it going? Glad to see everybody's here. Looks like we've only got a few going into it right now. Brad's going to get some things in the background working. And while we're doing that, I'm going to kind of talk about here next week. CES is coming up. Can't wait. I'm excited. Can't wait to see all the new toys that are going to be unveiled there this year. Not only from Autel, of course, you guys, if any of you know my channel, you know that I'm an Autel fanboy, and rightfully so. But I can't wait to see their new stuff, DJI's new stuff, Unique's new stuff, and any ideas that you guys might have, some ideas for what I can do when I'm there, excuse me, that I can look at and try to get some video pictures, things like that. I'm going to try to do some live streams there, and Brad, while I got you, I'm looking at myself on the stream and I'm very, very unfocused. You want me to focus that in a little bit better?
Yeah, would you mind fixing that? Because it was good a minute ago and it's not good now. So now you guys can see we got the chat working now. Hi, Neil. Hey, Bill. How are you? Phantom 5 was discussed a couple videos ago. You can check that video out in the live stream playlist that I have on my channel. Also, if you guys take a look, I think it's over here. Wherever the cards are, there's a little poll on there for Matt for CES about what manufacturer would you like to know most about. I only had 5 selections, so I only picked 5, and of course one is other. So hopefully we can maybe talk a little bit about that. What I want to first talk about really, really quick is what I'm going to do for this channel in 2018, because I have some awesome ideas. I had a Mr. Stan Cook send me some ideas, and of course, our special guest, Matt, we were talking yesterday, he gave me some wonderful ideas of some video series that I would like to try. Stan is wanting me to do some news, like some like highlight on newses, like drone headlines or something. Not sure how I'm going to make that work because of the way I schedule, the way I shoot and all this. And Matt's got an awesome idea on doing like details of business processes of how to run a drone business, not just how to get customers. In fact, that's not even really the focus at all. It's how do you run a business, that kind of stuff. So with that, I mean, that's really where I'm going with this channel. I want to still do some what are the words? The vlogs, but I can't this week. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but I live in Chicago. It's pretty cold out. I can't fly a drone right now because it's like freezing and the wind is whipping all over the place. So there's really no flying right now. But I think maybe Monday I might be able to fly because it might be 30 degrees and maybe a little bit of snow, which would be that'd be fine with me. Just a nice little dusting of snow. Ooh, my shirt's looking a little funky. So that's what I'm doing on my channel. If you guys have any suggestions, and don't forget to feel free to comment over here because we like to have that conversation going on. How many people are here right now, Mr. Matt? Do you know?
8.
8? There's supposed to be 20 million. I told everybody. I know Neil's here. Neil was the guy I was texting just before the thing came up. Where's the live stream? It's right here. I know you found it because he's chatting. Where is he? Is he right there? He is. So Matt, we've talked a little bit about my channel. We're done pretty much talking about the channel. Unless you guys, we can talk about it a little bit later. That's really what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to put out more videos. I want to do a lot of videos. I want to try to get up to 5 videos a week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. The last 2 weeks, I haven't put anything up because I simply haven't had time. We have family here in the apartment, and it just was not conducive to do any kind of videos whatsoever, because it just, it's Christmas, it's New Year's. I did my holiday stuff. So anyway, Mr. Matt, I want you to talk a little bit about what you're looking for at what is that little thing in Vegas?
CES. Consumer Electronics Show, correct? I think that's how you say it. I'm
Yes.
This wasn't really anything that was planned in advance in any way, shape, or form. It was just an opportunity. Had another friend that's going to be at CES speaking at one of the panel things that they're going to have there, and she was really excited about being able to speak at CES, and I said, well, when is it? And I looked over to my wife and I said, you want to go to Vegas? And she goes, does a frog bump his ass when he hops? So, so yeah, we booked the flight, booked the trip, and here next week, we're going to head out there and have us a good time. Not sure exactly how much time we're going to spend at CES. I know I want to spend as much time as I possibly can there. But, it's Vegas, and if you've ever been to Vegas, you understand there's a lot to do. There's a lot to drink, a lot to gamble, a lot to see, and CES is not the only pull to there. Plus, where I'm at here in Ohio, much the same as Brad, it's about 40 below your kneecaps, and nobody should have to live in this kind of weather. So getting away to some place where I can wear shorts and t-shirts outside would be just great without my nose or my fingers falling off. So that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to, is going to somewhere where I don't have to be so bundled up all the time. And when you have a bald head, and Brad, you know exactly what I'm talking about, it's very, very cold. Very cold.
Yes, it is very cold. In fact, today I was trying not to leave the apartment, and my wife called me and said, can you come pick me up at the train station? I'm like, I don't want to, but I did. So I know what you mean. Yeah, this is cold. I've been out every single day in this frigid cold. My car didn't even hardly want to start. The car's like, no. Probably have to get a new battery, but soon. Probably should do that before I need one. So, okay, now everybody over here in the comment gallery, where is everybody, man? Oh, there's that stupid football game on. Anyway, so let's talk to Matt. Let's ask Matt, or to give Matt some suggestions. Florida's freezing as well. Yes, yes, Neil. It is. It certainly is. But Vegas, I think Vegas is in the 40s. Have you looked at the weather out there yet?
Yeah, I've got a friend out there that's out there right now, and he's enjoying 60, like mid to upper 60s weather. It's colder at night, but most of the time at night you're in a casino, so they keep those fairly well air conditioned and heated. So no real there. But 40 degrees for me right now, I would walk out in shorts if it was 40 degrees right now. That would be, I mean, as I sit right now, it is -6 degrees at my house. So anything above 0 is good. Anything above 20 is awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, because I'm looking here what our temperature is right now. We have 14 degrees here in Chicago, mostly cloudy. But it feels like it's like 10 below. I don't know. It's cold out, but yeah, I agree. But enough about the weather. I have a very specific question, Mr. Matt. What is it that you are most pumped about? And also talk about that one company you wanted to look at that we were just talking about like a few minutes ago before we went live.
Well, at CES this year, if any of you know anything about it, have looked at the floor plan, have looked at the vendors that's going to be there. I mean, there are just everything that has to do with everything as far as any electronics. Not only the drones, one of the things that I'm excited about, one drone manufacturer in particular, not DJI, not Autel, not Unique or PowerVision or any of those others, but World Tech Toys. And we were talking about this a minute ago, but the ones that make these little toy throwaway drones that are a ball to fly. If you guys don't have one, if you're thinking of buying a larger camera drone like the DJI Phantom, like the Autel, start with one of these. And Brad, you have a couple of them there that you could show. You spend 20 or 30 bucks. It gives you, it teaches you so much on how to control the drone. And beyond knowing how to, set your camera up or anything like that, you have to know how to fly. You have to know how to control the machine. And starting out with something small, something that you can destroy and not worry about, not hurt anybody, not hurt anything, because they fly almost exactly the same. Excuse me, not exactly the same way, because with the Autel, the Unique, the DJI, pretty much you can just hit buttons and they'll do everything automatically. But these guys, you actually physically have to control what they do, and that gives you a very good starting point for working up into the higher dollar drones, so that you don't go buy yourself a $800,000, $1,500 drone and immediately crash it and go, why'd I do that? When you could have started out with a $20 drone and crashed it every single day. My 6-year-old, I got her one of those little like your red one, Brad, and she has flown her so much and hit every single thing in the house that can be hit, and it still flies just fine. Charge it back up, she keeps on flying. So starting out with something small like that is great. And at that World Tech Toys booth, I'm hoping they have all kinds of new little gizmos and gadgets and little flying doodads and things like that. Because I'm taking a fistful of cash and I'm walking away with something. And if I can't walk away with a DJI, an Autel, or Unique, or whatever, I'm walking away with a whole bunch of little ones. So that's what I'm excited about. One of the other big things I'm excited about is right across the aisleways from all the drone stuff is going to be the artificial intelligence and robotic stuff. So Yamaha, Honda, Segway, oh shoot, there are so many of them that are going to be there. Omeron, if you haven't heard. Oh shoot, let me look at these. The Eugene Robot Company. Horizon Robotics. I mean, there's going to be so many things to see. And unfortunately, only being there for the 3 days I'm going to be there, I'm not going to have the time to look at everything that I want to look at. But definitely the focus is going to be on the drone stuff, of course, because, that's not really what I base my channel on. Of course, if you've been a subscriber of my channel for a long time, it used to be called Red Rider number 22, because back in 2005, 2006, you just named them whatever. And there was no rhyme or reason to it. But there a few years ago, I changed it to variable because I did all kinds of just off the wall different stuff. And then I found drones, and that started a whole other thing. So I'm excited about a lot of things at CES this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to, oh, I got an echo in here. You got to mute your thing or something. One thing I know that you're going to get, Matt, is you're going to get the CES cold. That's one thing everybody comes home with from shaking hands and seeing things and all that. But you were talking about the little toy drones, and yeah, you said you got your daughter one of these, and she flies the heck out of it. This thing has crashed a million times, but my wife surprised me a little bit and got me one of these. It's actually the back end. I had to put tape on it so I could tell the back from the front. So it's oops. It's kind of like the Power Egg, where it pops out like that. And we're going to actually attempt to fly this live on the air and see how much I can screw this up. How's that sound, guys? Sound a little fun? We got to remember how to turn there's that. And I love these little things, because this one here, I'm probably going to hit the camera or the microphone or myself. So you guys be prepared to laugh your butts off, okay? Let's see if I can get this thing to start up. Well, yep, there we go. It started up. Whee! And die. See there, now it's, oh, that's right, that's the button. Okay, see, it does have a kill button, but look at all these buttons on this remote. So this one here is actually easier to fly than the red one. I hope I didn't screw anybody's ears up too much with that. But this one has no gyroscope in it, so it doesn't really hover. This one does hover, but as you see, it's hard for me to focus on camera and on this at the same time. So that's kind of why you don't drive and drone at the same time, or drone and do everything at the same time. Yes, the egg is I forget the name of it, but this one's about, I think it was $75. I am going to do like little reviews on these, and I got this other one that I call it the Bumblebee, but I don't know what it is. And both of them have cameras.
Oh, wow.
This one, yeah, they both have cameras. This one, you got to look really close. The camera's right there.
Huh.
Now, the quality sucks. I mean, you got to remember, I'm used to a Phantom 4 Pro, but this one's cool. This one here, I think it's this one. It's meant to give you a little bit of practice in FPV, and it's only like $50.
Huh.
So it is pretty cool. They both have auto landing and auto takeoff features. I am now going to turn this off before I hurt something. They do both have phone apps. I don't like Wi-Fi phone apps. They suck.
Well, what you're going to do inside, I'm sure they're perfect. I mean, even like when we were talking about these little action cams, this has its own little Wi-Fi app, and it comes in handy. If you want to set something up and then control it with your phone, that's perfect.
Well, I agree with like the Google, or I mean the GoPro and all these little the Yi action cam. Those are all great, but for control, it actually has a way to control these with it, but there's too much lag.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, move over. It's like, oh, okay. Move over. Oh, okay. And you need something that reacts a little faster. So, but they're both, I love them both. They're pretty cool. So I will get a lot of time out of them. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, Scrappy asked about where's all the border stuff in the chat go.
Oh, it disappeared on me again. Every time I do that, okay, we can just boom. It's right there, man. What's wrong with you?
There you go.
And by the way, hi, Craig. How are you? Glad to see you. Bill, yes, these are, I think they are 720. So, but I took some pictures with them. I mean, I think it's like a 1 megapixel. No, but they're not very good. It's not a very good camera. So yeah, that's okay. It's all back. Good. Every time I move away from and put you on here, it disappears. So thanks for telling me, and we'll keep that going. So anyway, what I want to know from you guys, and I did see who said it a while ago. I'm going to scroll up here on mine. Bill Ricks. Yeah, Bill Ricks. I created a video, did a live stream about the Phantom 5 a long time ago, and I think that is what I want to see when you go to CES. I would really like to see something with a Phantom. I'm hoping to even have something with a Phantom 5.
I'm sure more than likely because everybody's going to release their new next fangled thing, Autel as well. So I would assume that there is if there's not a full release of a Phantom 5, and in my mind's eye, after your video about what you've seen released about the Phantom 5, I almost guarantee it's just going to be an upgraded version of the Phantom 4 in some way, shape, or form. Maybe a few extra GPS nodes on it or something like that, or a better camera or something, but the same platform, same basic platform, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for DJI, as far as a drone manufacturer, to recreate something that does something very well right now. As far as the airframe of the craft as it is right now, why change it? Other than just getting that wow factor, like with the Mavic or with the Spark, those things like that. But them coming out with a little better camera, or a little more flexible payload option in some way, shape, or form, like with a FLIR camera, or some kind of NDVI camera or something like that, something you could swap out instead of like what it is now. The Phantom 4, I'm assuming, I don't know, is that you cannot remove the camera and swap it with something else.
Correct.
And that might be where they're going to head to, because everybody else is doing. You see, Unique's done it with the H520. Autel did it. I'm not going to say Autel was the first to do it, but that was their big pushing point, is you could buy other cameras, which we never got the other cameras. But I can see them having something of that same nature, instead of, because the problem I have with the DJI stuff is that you have like the Phantom 4, you have the Phantom 4 Advanced, and then you have the Phantom 4 Pro, and I think there's another one in there somewhere, just like the Phantom 3. there's the Phantom 3, the Phantom 3 Advanced, the Phantom 3 Pro, and the Phantom 3 Pro Plus, or something like that, or it's the Phantom 4. And it's just the same drone with just a few little features unlocked in them, or a few more sensors, or something of that nature, and nothing's interchangeable. You know, if somebody comes out with something that has, like Unique's H520 with the interchangeable cameras, a good steady platform, then maybe there might be something. But I'm thinking more of in the commercial realm, like what we do.
Mm-hmm.
For the average consumer that just wants to have a really good flying drone, you know, they want something completely different. You know, as far as the Autel thing, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen the little teaser video that they've done, and they have put out 3 or 4 other little teaser, like Born to Explore, Born to Create, Born to whatever. You've seen them, I'm sure everybody's seen them. But I don't know where I was going with that, but with their new drone, I can assume it's probably going to be something that's going to be more portable. You know, something like a Mavic. I hate to say it, but some small form factor thing. And why they would do that and not keep supporting the X-Star, I still can't. I still don't understand why they've drugged their feet on the development of the X-Star as their commercial, you know, go-to platform from the beginning, because there was such a big push. There was, you know, a lot of people went and got an Autel right off the bat. But why they don't help to support with the new cameras and everything like that, and instead of just bringing out this next new whatever it might be, is beyond me.
I understand. I mean, it is a little frustrating because that's one of the reasons I had to jump ship from Autel as much as I liked it. In fact, Neil almost bought my Autel when I first was getting rid of it. So let's talk to a few things. So we've got Neil talks about the Lift offering for CES. I didn't read it, and he wants to know if you're going to get in on that for bringing your car. But since you're going to be renting a car, I doubt it. Now let's switch down a little bit more. Oh, and he also says don't get buzzed don't get run over by a robot or buzzed by a drone while you're there. And Craig, he has a very good point. I mean, and it's kind of reiterating what you said. If you know, don't need to reinvent the wheel with the Phantom series. And see, that's the whole point. Is the Phantom is a series, and it's the specific style. You know, the way it looks and all that. It doesn't have the retractable gear. It doesn't have all that. It's this specific style of drone. The Mavic is this style. The Inspire is this style. The Spark is this style. It's all different series. So I agree. You know, the Phantom, the design itself isn't really going to change. It might look a little sleeker or whatever, but it's not going to really change overall. The camera will change. I don't know if it'll be interchangeable lenses, but that's what the rumors have. The sensors are going to have apparently above sensors, so they'll have 6-way sensors like the Inspire 2. You know, there's going to be a few different things, but like you said, I don't think the overall design is really going to change. I mean, why? There's no reason for it. I don't expect that to change at all. Bill Ricks, or the drone is in this case. Oh, I must yeah, okay. I was reading. And Stan, welcome. I'm glad you made it. We talked about you earlier. I think your ears were probably burning. RL made it in here, and I like to say hi to RL. See, Bill Rick says it's Phantom 4 Pro Plus, which is another series, but I think you may have been thinking about the Obsidian, which is the black version of the 4 Pro, which they're like, oh, look at this great drone. It's the same as the 4 Pro, but black.
Yeah.
Kind of stupid. Yeah, you were robbed of your Autel. Well, Neil, you didn't want to pay whatever someone else did. So, sorry.
I mean, for those here, and now we have 17, for those here, whoever has an Autel, don't, and I understand why Brad did it. I'm close to the same point that Brad is with needing to get something that has more third-party support, because to do a mapping mission with an Autel, it can be done. It is a lot more it's a lot more intensive as far as setting everything up to get the best map you can possibly get, instead of just creating, you know, a polygon map or whatever in Pix4D or Durham Deploy or one of the other programs that's out there to do it. You actually have to, you know, think way ahead and get your flight plan ready, and then do everything, and then get everything set up per your plan. That way, everything goes exactly the way you need. You get the coverage that you need to with the Autel. And if anybody saw the video that I did as far as the mapping, um, you have to have it set up just so you can get the best quality maps you can get. I mean, you get pretty good ones, but without having everything set just right, which all these third-party apps already do for you, then it's kind of it's more time consuming, but it can be done. So, I'm not saying go trash your Autel, because I have two of them. I use them. I have been flying here. I flew in the snow the other day, and Brad, you ought to try that. It's kind of neat when the flakes are big and not too heavy, and the wind's really light. It's a really neat way, and with yours especially. And go without one of your ND filters, because you can see the flakes a little bit better. I know that you get a lot of extra light from all the snow, especially if it's sunshiny. But usually when you have that snow coming down, you don't have as much sunlight. But it's a really cool effect, and I've got a few videos that I'll work in somewhere, some shape or form, of flying in snow. Not heavy snow, because I don't want to ruin the thing as it's flying, but just a really neat effect as you see that snow just gently drifting down. Excuse me.
Yeah, and that's something, I mean, I've been wanting to do. I want to fly in the snow. I've flown when it's cold and when there's snow on the ground, but not during the snow, and I haven't done that. Bill Rick says the Obsidian is easier to see in flight, and he's right. The black is easier to see, but the orange is even better. So, and Neil, and I kind of knew he was going to say this, he likes the solo. He likes to see what the solo is going to do. Solo's not going to come out. Now, one thing you might want to look at some, I don't know if you'll see this at CES or not, but see if you can find some third-party apps for the solo, because they've got a big following. And if you can see something that that strikes you as awesome for that, I'm sure Neil would like that. Of course, he might already know, because he's really he keeps up on the solo and 3DR stuff. And RL, I'm going to read his comment, was robbed of his youth, and that's one he's trying to get back. Yeah, and Neil says he didn't know you were much of a sewing guy, Neil or Matt.
Oh,
we talked about that in the background.
Yeah, I make my own undies. My own box. I need to make them, with extra room.
Okay. Yeah, that's called too much information.
TMI. TMI.
Oh my gosh. So, let's see here. What else do we have to talk about? The peanut gallery is not as normal as. Oh, that's because Brian the Big Mouth isn't here. That's why it's. I don't know where he's at. What did you hijack him and steal him and put him in that closet behind you?
I might have.
Can't say as I'd blame you. I've thought about sticking him in under the tree, but no, I haven't actually heard from him in a while. I've got to have to text him. He probably didn't know that there was a live stream. I should have texted him. Usually I text him when I'm going to do a live stream and let him know. So, oh, you like Neil likes that strike flag in the background. Hello from Brazil. That's your friend Rui.
Yeah.
Tell has news. Have news on CES. Did you see about the news? I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen anything new other than their video, Roy, and I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name. But other than their little teaser video with the silhouette of whatever they're coming out with next, I haven't seen any other news as far as that goes. I've also been kind of busy here the past few days because it snows and I do stuff like that. But I haven't been able to stay on top of everything that has been coming out. And I'm sure if they put that teaser out, I'm sure somebody in the ranks there has probably put out something, some little teaser of like the end of an arm with a motor, or a camera mount or something. I've personally heard that it's going to be a foldable drone. Hope not. Hope it's going to be a larger form factor, something more commercial driven, and not so much prosumer driven. But, and what did Neil just say? Matt, get a 3D doll made of yourself at CES. Yeah. That would be neat.
Yeah, go for it, man.
That'd be neat.
I think I've seen that before, like on some other channel, where you can do that, and they make like a little statue of you.
Yeah, I have seen that. As a matter of fact, somebody was telling me about that a while ago. Got a friend with a 3D printer that's always wanted to try new things, and he wanted to try to set that up because a lot of times here with the different cameras I have set up, and in some of the videos that you may have seen, some of it that you don't see on my channel, I help other companies make videos for their websites and things like that here. And the reason why the room is blue is because I use it like a green screen. I hate green, so I made it blue, and blue is easy enough to get rid of the background, so I can put whatever background behind whoever person that I want to when I make videos. So if you ever wondered that, but um, in here we can set up multiple cameras to try to get that um, three-dimensional thing for doing a 3D print of some kind, but nothing ever turned out the way nothing ever. You can't do a headshot of somebody and hope to get a perfect 3D headshot. It's usually you get the nose, you get the eye sockets, and then you have nothing here. So it's not perfect. Not perfect as far as what we.
Well, the reason is because they use laser scanners and not pictures.
Yeah.
So there is that, and that's what Neil is kind of saying. You step into the chamber, they laser scan you top to bottom, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you're wearing your newly created underwear. Couldn't resist. Oh, so is there anybody else in the peanut gallery here that would like to suggest anything else that's new with CES that you would like to see that Matt would show? He's probably going to show some of this on his channel. And just so you guys know, I don't know where the I think it's over here, wherever the cards are, where it has a little eye and the dot, the circle. I have a poll in there on what manufacturer you're most interested in. I also have a link to his channel, so you can check out his channel. He had 619 subscribers before, so maybe we can get him over 1,000 today. You think? I've got 17 people watching, so 16 plus 7, yeah, that's 1,000, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can do math. I forget which one. Oh, robot barista from Bubble Lab, IBG Beijing.
Yeah, I did. I seen those. And I think they're on the same floor.
Yeah, he's looking at the map. He actually has the map open. I think Neil's got the map open too of the floor because I think he's just kind of poking around. He's that kind of guy that would do that.
I'm looking at the South Hall first level where the drone stuff is. Where a lot of the stuff that I'm going to want to see there, of course, the virtual reality and gaming stuff, augmented reality stuff, e-commerce, the AI stuff, drone stuff, of course, robotic stuff.
Yeah, I would like to know and see whether this happens or not. If augmented reality, because I know that is it Litchi that's doing this that has augmented reality with a drone, where you can actually fly through an obstacle course with your drone in different locations. You can create, like, let's say I go over to a park that's local, and I can create a track or something to fly through, and you can take your drone and fly through it, and it's all VR. You get the goggles on and you do the flying through. I mean, I guess if I were really malicious, I would make sure that course would take you straight into a tree. But I want to know if you can find some augmented with drone.
One of the augmented reality things I think is done through drone base, through aircraft.
Okay,
Seen
yeah,
that.
maybe.
I think it's only for iOS right now. I don't think they've gotten over to Android. Drone base hasn't done anything with Android to this point, which I'm pretty. It would be great if they could get something over to Android so that it could be, because I've done a few drone based missions with my Autel. I'm not real. There's a ton of work to be done with drone base, but why am I going to run around and try to make somebody else rich? I would rather look at what these properties are, go and search whoever the real estate agent is. Just my brain thinking, look at these properties, go to the real estate agent and say, hey, you're probably getting handed by hounded by this company called Drone Base about getting some aerial images of your properties. I'm the guy that's going to do them, so why don't we cut out the middleman? That just makes sense to me. But
I think Drone Base has something that says you're not supposed to do that, but how are they going to really stop you?
yeah, what
I
are
mean,
they?
I've done one drone base, and I did, and it was with my Autel actually. I did do it with the Autel, and it went Pano, and I got paid $25 in like less than 2 or 3 hours. I mean, because they flipped it that quick, and I'm like, okay, that was cool, but how long did it take me to make that $25, including the drive? Let's say I maybe did 2 more during that whole day. That's $75. Okay, that might be worth it, but that's a lot of work for you know.
It is, but the thing that I thought was intriguing about it is that there is so much. Even where I'm at, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There is. Let me zoom out on this guy real quick. Within 15 minutes drive, there are one, two, three, four, probably about 500 different missions that they have within 15 minutes of me, and I'm in the middle of nowhere basically. And if I want to drive a half an hour, there's thousands more. I mean, shoot, within a half an hour drive from my house right now, there are 1,200, 1,300 things in one one little smidgen of Columbus, Ohio, that you could just go and spend your whole day. And if it and granted, yeah, I'm not saying go out and spend a whole bunch of time to make $25 on an image, but but still, if you can do them, and you know how quick they can be done, um, get them up.
Hey, Drone Wolf. Sorry, I thought I heard the noise. Look at that, Drone Wolf Media, $2. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. Appreciate it. Got to give the shout out to anybody who does that, and of course, the super chat's always there. Thank you very much, Matt. Back to you.
Yeah. But I mean, in a little bit of time, if you've got the extra time, if you're already in the area, say you're doing some commercial work, some commercial progression, or doing some kind of mapping job, everybody's got a phone that can run that you can see drone base on. You can select your missions, and you can go and waste a couple hours before you drive all the way back to wherever you might live or wherever your shop might be. And maybe you make some money, maybe you don't. You get two things from it. You get the experience of flying in an area you've never flown before. People are going to see you do this. They're going to walk up to you. They're going to ask for a business card. They're going to ask for your license information. They're going to ask you some kind of question that pertains to what you're doing. That's as free as advertising as it can get. You're going to intrigue those people just by what you're doing. Oh yeah, I'm here to photograph this house for yada 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 schmacky. Just make something up. Don't say it's drone base, because then people start looking and blah blah blah, and they see what it is. But you hand them a card, and maybe one day when they sell the house, they'll call you directly. Hey, why don't you come and photograph my house? Why don't you come and map my property? Why don't you come, things like that. But that's just my thought process and the whole drone base thing. But there's more than just drone base. There's drone base and better view, and there's a whole bunch of them.
So I hate to interrupt you for a second, but you brought me to it. You're saying something that's important. I never even thought about it as the visual. You're just out there working. Back when I was in college, I was a security guard, and I was a visual deterrent because I really wasn't allowed to do squat. But on another point that you're making, I was out flying a mission, not a mission, but I was flying for actually someone that Neil hooked me up with, and I just finished their video today. And I'm just out at the harbor flying around, and some guy walks by. Hey, is that a drone? Has got a camera? Blah blah blah. And he owns a or a contract company that does construction. Obviously he contracts it all out. And he's like, "How much to do this? How much to do that?" And I was giving him some just ballpark figures. Okay, this is what it would take. Da 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 da. And he's like, "Cool." And then handed him my card, and it may or may not move into anything, but you're right. That's free advertising. And with drone base, I'd always thought about, okay, it's cool that I can go out and maybe make $25 and maybe I won't make. And Stan, I did see your comment. I'll get to that in a second. But it's the whole maybe I'll make something, maybe I won't. And that's what's always turned me off of those. But now that you're talking about, free publicity in essence, look, I'm out flying. And since Chicago is a very drone friendly community or city, I can do it. So I might actually push that a little bit more if I'm not overly busy. We'll see how it was going. So now let's talk about Stan a little bit. So Stan had a real estate call that paid $250. Good deal. That's a nice deal. I actually offered a guy on Thumbtack to go out last week. I offered him $750 to go out because it was so cold. I knew it was going to kill at least one battery, so I was going to make enough money to profit and to replace that battery. Didn't hear back from him. Imagine that. So Craig was talking about, well, first of all, they were talking about how the 3D scan should be anatomically correct, and I don't want to go into that. So Drone Wolf, what did you miss? You missed a lot. You'll have to watch everything 4 times tomorrow. Okay.
Yep, at
least all the way through, even through the part that you've seen. And Craig Squappy says what he wants to see from CES is anything new and where he can get free stuff. He wants free stuff. That's important. Got to have the free stuff. Now Stan says he's done a lot. It looks like Stan's done plenty of drone base from the looks of it, and they actually send him paid missions. Now the thing with the paid missions in Chicago is that people jump on those so fast. By the time I get notified, it's already gone. So I was like, crap. I've tried, because there was one that was literally just like 10 minutes away as a $450 mapping or doing like not really a time lapse, but taking a picture every 15 minutes of an entryway of the specific parking lot to get traffic information. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And it was gone. Yeah. By the time I could get done reading it, it was gone. And Craig said he couldn't even get a drone base to accept a single panel, and that happens. That's the thing, is like, you can submit to drone base. It doesn't mean they're going to take it. It doesn't mean they're going to pay you. So if you go out and do 50, now that may be a practice thing, but it sounds like you've done it a few times. And Greg, you're not that bad. I know, I've seen your videos. I give you a little bit of crap, but you're very good. So I don't see what you would have screwed up. And it's practice, and you'll get them right eventually. But I mean, I got it the first time, but I might have gotten beginner's luck. So my point is drone base is iffy, and I guess, but what I do like what Matt you're saying is that it's exposure. It's the kind of exposure that's not horrible exposure. So that's kind of where I'm going. I don't want to hear that, RL. God.
I wanted to Squappy, and that's Craig. He said that Drone Base has an Android app now, and that's good to know, because I haven't looked here for the past few weeks, just because it's cold, and I only fly when there's no wind. And usually this time of year in Ohio, when it's cold, there's usually pretty good wind. So I tend to not try to fly in it. But as far as what Stan was saying earlier, I've only done a few of the drone-based missions, and 2 of the 3 have been rejected because it turned the pano upside down. And I actually sent them an email and said, hey, I don't understand why these are getting rejected. I'm not flying upside down. I'm doing it exactly, because now they want 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 80 degrees, and straight down 90 degrees. And whoever it was that I got in contact with, Drone Base, said they'll look into it, and they resubmitted it, and it came back the exact same way. So that's when I just said, yeah, you know what? It's better just to contact the agent, or the company that's listing the property, and saying, hey, here's my card. If you ever need me, just let me know. And it's easy as that. And I keep it in all the construction companies. And one of the big things that I have I'm not going to say inside track on, being a landscape company, with the landscape company that I own, and have worked with many different construction companies over the years. I have a list of emails of a lot of project supervisors, project superintendents that I can send, hey, me, me, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying out, just let me know if you ever need anything like this. And while I haven't got a whole lot of bites back, there have been a couple of emails back. It's great to know that you do this kind of thing. We'll let you know if we're going to integrate something like that into our process. Then we'll get back with you. So it just opens you up to more things. It gets more people educated about what it is we're trying to do as a service industry.
And that's what it's all about right now is to educate people and maybe even get some business out of it. I agree. And then Stan, first of all, I'm going to preface my next statement with Stan because Stan and I have a disagreement on how to say the name of this app. He says one thing, I say another. He says potato, I say potato. I hope he knows I'm just having fun with him and he doesn't get mad at me. But anyway, I call it lychee. That's what I call it. Lychee is my thing. He calls it lychee. Whatever, don't care. So, but lychee is does its own pano, and that's when I used it in DJI, and that thing is awesome. You basically you program the pano ahead of time. It's you just and you leave it. You just leave it. It's like this is how I want all my panos done. You go up 100 feet, and you hit the button, and you wait. You just watch it spin a few times. As the camera done, and it's done. 2 minutes later, you got a pano, and it's wonderful. Because when I did it with the Autel, I mean, it still didn't take me more probably 3 or 4 minutes with the Autel because really, once you get a little pattern down, I do clockwise, and then you drop the camera down, and you do clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever it was I did, da 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 da, and done. So it's not hard either way. The Litchi app just made it one button, and it was fantastic, and it did everything it needed to do. I'm trying to read some more of these comments while we go through this. So yes, Craig said he used the app and it didn't accept it either. So maybe he had the same problem you would use. Chris says he doesn't use drone base because they severely undercut those trying to make a living. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Where did the name variable come from? Well, Neil came in a little late now, didn't he? Because you kind of said what it came from. So let's never tell him. It even does the bird's eye for you. Yeah, it does, Stan. It does a lot of great stuff for you. After the 15th change, they started saying variable.
Well,
what does that mean?
I didn't change it 15 times. I changed it once to variable from Red Rider and N022 from way back in the day. I've had this channel. I've had my channel for a really long time, but because I do so many different things off the wall, never with any consistency, which is what variable is. That's why I named it variable. It just seemed like it was the right name for a channel where I put something up every once in a blue moon.
You mean you put it up in a variable fashion?
In kind of a variable fashion, because I'm not a professional YouTuber like Brad is.
Okay, whatever, man. Talking about how long channel's been around, you said yours is like 2005 or 6 or whatever. If you look at this channel, the Brad's Drones channel, or actually before I changed it over to the brand channel, the channel has existed. If you look at my oldest video, I believe it's from 10 years ago, 2007 or maybe 2006. So my channel is almost as old as yours. And if you do look at that video, it is me blowing up a laptop. Of course, it was a lot of fun, and it's real explosives. And if you look it up, just go to my videos, go to the oldest one and look at it. But talking about the variable, because I didn't know that's why you called it that. I have another channel that is just like that because I've created a few skits, and it's just basically stuff I put up there. I call it my stupidity videos because that's what it is. It's just like, if you think this is something going to be good, you're crazy, because this is, just look at the name of the channel. Is my stupidity.
Well, in all actuality, and I know you have a few channels, Brad. I've seen your travel channel, which that was cool. That was really neat, because that's something that I like to do. So I like to travel around. I haven't gotten to a whole lot, but going to Florida, going to wherever we end up going. But I've
Vegas,
Vegas, New York, Vegas, Florida. The southern states. Haven't been to Texas yet. I've always wanted to go to Texas, but I haven't been to Texas yet. But that's one of the things I'd like to do. As a matter of fact, me and the wife are looking for an RV. We have been here for quite a while. We're trying to find that perfect one, that perfect one that's not $100,000, that we can drive around the country and just see all the stuff, take the kids and see all the cool stuff that you've seen, Mount Rushmore, Grand Canyon, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and when you start looking seriously at RVs, let me know, because I've driven them everywhere. And Stan says his first video was 11 years ago, so I think Stan's got us beat. When you had Craig, he wants to know when I'm heading down to Florida, and Neil has been trying to get me down because Neil's got a place down in Florida that he wants me to go to. I don't have the time right now for the same reason I can't go to CES, which is I knew Neil was going to say Florida. Anyway, as bad as I want to go to CES, I still can't go to Florida for the same reasons. It's just too much. Now, talking about the Travel Channel, it's for people who know, it's Let's Go Road Tripping. I've got links in the channel. If you look on my Brad's Drones YouTube channel, there's actually a link to it. If you want to check it out, that's fine. But talking about RVs, man, I used to deliver them. I've driven these things, and I can tell you which ones are crap and which ones are worth it. And not spending $100,000 or going to be under that, you're going to be definitely in a used one, but you don't want to get it too used. But you can find some really good used ones for under 50.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, it sounds like you're, talking to you the other day. It sounds like you're a little bit mechanically inclined, and if you are, then if you can do a little bit of maintenance work and stuff, you are definitely going to be. You can definitely get one of the older ones and still be able to maintain it pretty well. Now, another thing, Squappy Craig, he's not in Florida. He has a place in Florida that he goes and visits. He's actually up here in Chicago. He lives just a few miles from me. He's one of the guys I hang out with. He's on vacation, and he's driving his wife nuts. You don't know how that is, do you, Matt? No, you're going on vacation for the first time for CES.
First time in over a year. Have to get away.
Well, this is Neil's first vacation in 12.
Wow.
So yeah, and I know him well enough to know that during those 12 years, he has worked his buns off. He has gone crazy, and he might even take an extra week off. I think his wife will probably want to kill him. So Stan did RVing for 5 years and had 6 RVs. That's a few too many RVs. Actually, in the 2 years of me driving around RVs, I probably had 70, but none of them were mine. And that's, again, Matt, how much did you look at my traveling videos? How far back did you look? Did you look at the RV videos I had?
I'll be honest, I can't remember how many of the videos I went through, but whenever I get an extra minute, I go and look and try to get through 1 or 2 of them every so often. Just because it's neat to see. It's neat to go back and see these videos back when YouTube was young. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, and I'm sure most of you are. Well, there's Owen now.
Hey, Owen's in. Yay.
He was probably born when we started our YouTube.
That was 2.
Which is sad, but remember back when YouTube, when you selected a video, it came out with all those bubbles. Do you remember the bubbles? And you selected the bubbles, and that took
the annotations.
Mm-hmm. That's where my channel started back then. And if you look, my total views for all the videos, and I had a few videos that I'm not going to say went viral, but one of them before I took it down, before I had to take it down, was over 250,000 views before I took it down. And I'm not going to go into that. That's long past thing. I did something that it wasn't. Apparently, it wasn't possible, but it is, and I won't go into any more than that about it. But I had some very important people tell me I needed to take it down, so I took it down. And it has to do with energy and production of energy and things of that nature, because variable, the whole thing. I've got a workshop where I make all kinds of weird things, and some of the videos that I've had up, that I still have up from back then, you can kind of get the idea of where I came up with these ideas. But anyhow, back then, to get that many views was like a really big deal. And now, even with that many views, I still only have 600 and some subscribers. And yeah, YouTube is, and I will say back then, with that one video, I probably pocketed close to $2,000 in the span of about 3 months. That was back when it paid. And now I make a video that gets, 1,400 views, I make a penny. You know how it is. Even some of the older videos I have on there with the old golf cart stuff that I used to do. I think one of them sitting at like 130,000 views. I only make like 3 cents a month on that thing, and it still gets 5,000 or 6,000 views a month. it's YouTube. You know, if you didn't make it way back when,
Well,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah, we could go on and on about that. With the YouTube stuff, that's amazing. That you have one. I have my one viral video that I have on the other channel is 9 tips for renting video or renting cars, and that thing gets it's like it's 9 minutes long. It's a boring talking head, but it's full of information, and it's about 5 years old, and it still is relevant today. And people continue to watch it. I'm going to grab some of these comments really quick. Uh, I don't want to get So 2 years old. Aside from our review, I don't want to even reply to that one, Neil. Go to Stan. I want to check it. Let's go to Stan's channel. I mean, I don't have it here, but when you get a chance after the live stream, go to Stan's channel. The reenactment of him being shot as a motorcycle cop. That was his first video 11 years ago. And Chris says that I actually have hair in some of my older videos. And yes, I do. I like to cut mine short, but I didn't always. But it's not a lot more hair. Now, if you're under so many subs, you can't monetize, sadly. Actually, Craig, the way it is, I don't think it's the number of subs, it's the number of views. You have to have 10,000 views before you can make any money.
Yeah.
That once you hit that 10,000 mark, it doesn't matter if you have 1 sub or 10 subs, you're fine. Because my stupidity videos has 23 subscribers and about 7,900 views. And if y'all go watch the videos and you're going to want to turn away and not watch it, really. Just kind of let them run in the background and mute it, whatever, and get that up to 10,000. Then the funny thing is I still make money on them because that actually is grandfathered in, because that channel's been around a while. I just don't post a lot to it. Yeah, who is bread? That's it. That's okay, Greg. Yeah, I mean that's the way it is. YouTube has all kinds of funky stuff. And with making the money, it's not really about making the money anymore with the AdSense. It's more making the money with all the other stuff, with the affiliate links. I mean, Matt, you're the one that got me going into affiliate links, and of course, I've made like $15 affiliate and Amazon. So it does help. I mean, I haven't really done much with it, but once I get other stuff up, I will. I know that, and I don't want, and I'm not talking bad about this channel, but you guys know Ready Set Drone Kelly. He does a lot of reviews. I bet you his affiliate account is fantastic. I bet you he's making hand over fist in an affiliate account, because he was reviewing 5 or 6 products a week, whether it's drones. I think the last one I saw was an electric skateboard, which was, I think, today. And Kelly's a great guy. I like watching his videos. It's very entertaining. So I think it's fantastic that Ready Set Drone does that. But that's not where my channel wants to go. I want to do more different things. So the affiliate links is a great thing, but I don't know if my channel really lends itself to it, because I don't like doing reviews. I mean, I am going to talk about this drone, and I'll probably put a link for that drone, and I'll probably put a link for this drone, but I don't do a lot of the links. Okay, guys, I've been called bread before. I've been called Brian. I'm reading the comments over here. Can I see the reflection of your computer monitor on your bald forehead? Nasty Black Santa. Wow. Hey, that's all right. Keep talking. Let's see how that goes. Might have you take care of that, Mr. Matt. Anyway, it's a 5 head. No, Neil, that's what you have. But what I was going to say, actually, one thing I do want to talk about is, Matt, you'll have to come up to Chicago sometime and hang out with me and Neil. I think we would have a lot too much fun. Have you been to Chicago before?
I have. God, I want to say I've been through the southern end.
Mm-hmm. You've been on I-80.
I'm scared of Chicago. It's on the news all the time here. So.
Yeah, everybody's scared of Chicago. Yeah, you see me, right?
Yeah, right.
There's a window right here. Do you see me getting shot ever? It hasn't happened yet.
I think that would be a ball, because I don't know if you guys like to drink, but I like to drink a little bit, if anybody hasn't noticed yet.
Well, I will drink with you. Neil probably won't, but we know the perfect Irish pub to take you to that pours the most perfect Guinness in Chicago.
Ooh.
You like a good Guinness, and you know, if you don't do the Guinness right with the keg and everything else, I mean, there's all kinds of rules and ways to make a perfect Guinness. If you don't do it right, it doesn't taste good. So, have you ever had the perfect Guinness yet?
In my own, the way that I pour a Guinness in my own glass is my perfect Guinness.
Is your what?
That's my perfect Guinness. Pouring a bottle of Guinness, which isn't the same as straight from the keg, but the way you pour it is going to give you the best Guinness that you'll ever have. And you can drink it straight out of a bottle. Now, usually when I go into a pub like that has multiple things on tap, it's like, let's try this half first. That's how it is for me. But when it comes down to, oh, okay,
I got rid of him.
okay, I didn't see all those other ones. Sorry.
He was going downhill fast.
Okay, but when you get a fresh Guinness and you pour it into your glass, just the right way, it gives you that taste, just that first, that sets it up for the rest of the way. And I'm speaking like a true alcoholic, but you don't have that first, that how it comes in when you take that first sip. It's ruined. It's ruined. You got to throw it out. Well, I have to throw it out, but yeah.
Okay, well, you're coming, and we're taking you to the pub, and you're going to have the best Guinness. It's because yeah. I'm not gonna. If Neil wants to say more, he can say more. There's a video that somebody made about the perfect Guinness pour and where it was at. I'll have to send you a link, Matt. And so you guys know, Black Santa is now gone because he was not being. He wasn't behaving. You know, you guys are mostly behaving. You guys are awesome. So what's this? Yes, sir. Love good sip of Guinness. So okay, guys, we're gonna have a meetup. It's going to be in February in Chicago because that's the best time to come to Chicago when it's 50 below, and we're all going to go to the bar and we're going to go have Guinness. So we'll just plan on that. Okay, Matt, you're in, right?
Well, my birthday's in February, and for the past 2 years, and this is going to be really funny for where I'm at, as far as latitude wise with you, I'm not that much further south, but the last 2 birthdays of mine, I've been able to ride my motorcycle on my birthday. It has been that warm, and I'm hoping for the same thing this year. So that usually the first year that it happened, which was 2 years ago, me and my wife were like, well, let's get on the motorcycle and let's go out to dinner. So we hopped on our motorcycles and we went out to dinner. And then last year it was like 50, almost 60 degrees. So we hopped on the motorcycles. We went and watched Deadpool when Deadpool came out, because that wasn't long before my birthday when it came out. So hopefully this year on my birthday, I'll be able to get on my motorcycle and go do something else. But as we spoke before about what I do on a day-to-day basis, February is not a really good time for me.
Yes, I understand that. But I think that if you get on your motorcycle and drive to Chicago, that would definitely be a risky venture in February because you may not get back. But I was thinking, um, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe I'd like to have like a massive kind of meetup, and I know that I could get a pub that I could get that pub would probably allow us to come around and have people there. I mean, I don't think it would be. I would be surprised if more than 5 or 10 people show up. Unless it gets bigger, unless my channel gets a lot bigger between now and March. But they have a big thing because it's an Irish pub. Obviously, March 17th is a big day for them, the St. Patty's Day and all that. And I think it'd be kind of fun to have that and maybe do something maybe in April or May or whatever and have like you and Stan or whoever and Chris and anybody else who can come out and Craig, if you can come up from Florida and just we have like make a weekend of it where we do some flying and we do some drinking and we have some fun. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, that's something that I thought about because I used to do tours. I mean, I could definitely do a good city tour of Chicago. We can take you to different places to fly around Chicago. Obviously, we can't have 50 people flying around the loop because that's going to get us all in trouble. I guarantee you that. Unless, of course, we know somebody in the police department, which I don't know if I do. So we would still something like that. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. If that's something you'd be interested in, go ahead and leave something over here in the chat. If that's something you'd be interested in, I'm not buying the plane tickets, Chris. No, I don't have money. That's why I'm not going to CES. That's why I'm not going to Florida. I got to make money this week.
Well, where is Drone Wolf? Where is Chris at? Is he in
He's in
Florida?
Idaho.
He's in Idaho. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Idaho.
he's in Lower Idaho. And Stella would come here. That's not too bad. 337 pounds, euros, whatever, euros. I think no, that's pounds. Round trip for Windy City. That's
Yeah,
not too bad.
that's like a hamburger's. That's like a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah, exactly. That's nothing. Yeah, you talk now.
um, yeah, that's not a bad idea, Brad. I mean,
Okay.
I would be more inclined to go somewhere south, but I know that's not a good place for everybody to go to because it's in April, March, April. Even for you, it's going to be a kind of a who knows if it's going to be warm or not kind of thing. But if we're not coming out there to really fly, and I don't really need a good excuse to drink. Yeah, sure, we'll figure something out. But it would be cool to have a whole bunch of people come to it. If Chicago and you guys there in the comment section, go ahead and let us know if Chicago's like a good centralized place. It would be good if we all had Chicago for me is what 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, something like that. It's not too awful far. Um, but if there was some place that you could go 2 hours, I could go 2 hours, somebody else could go 2 hours and meet up there. But Chicago sounds good. I haven't seen Chicago. I'd like to have the perfect Guinness pour and then show you guys how Ohioans drink. All of it. That's how it goes. Uh,
Ooh, something's not working. Where's my? Hang on. I'm trying to hit. There we go. I was trying to hit my button, and my computer was being stupid. Yeah, I think the reason I'm saying Chicago, number one, it's very cheap for me to go to Chicago. That's my first number one reason. My second reason is O'Hare. Getting to O'Hare or Midway, because you can fly Southwest in the U.S. We have two very good airports, and they're usually like with Stella. It's 337 pounds, and she said yes, it's pounds. That's not too bad. I mean, people internationally can get here pretty easily. I mean, my wife's family gets here within one or two flights from China. Usually they fly through Hong Kong or Shanghai or Beijing. So I doubt I have any fans in China simply because YouTube is blocked. So, but hey, maybe Mark from Australia would come. I mean, I doubt it. But I think if we had some kind of big thing, yeah. Is Mark? Oh, Mark was here.
he was.
Oh, I didn't even see that. He's leaving. Bye, Mark. Happy New Year.
Yeah, here, which I think he was a day before us, but
Yeah, he was. He was up a little earlier than we were, but something like that. I mean, and we don't have to do it in April. We can do it in May. We don't want to go into July and August because then it gets too hot. But May or even as late as June, there's a lot of good things, and there's hotels that are reasonably priced. There's also Airbnbs that people can stay at. But if we did something, it's like I would say stay in this general area so that we're not all spread around.
Mhm.
Um,
which is kind of weird. Stella, you mentioned how it was. What was that?
37,
337 pounds. That's like what, $400 US?
450. She just commented that while you were talking.
What was it? I knew it was $450, which unreal. I mean, that blows my mind to be able to come all the way over here for a round trip for that, because I think my tickets out to from Columbus, Ohio to Las Vegas was 400. It's crazy. I know it's probably close to the same distance, but probably not.
No, I think it's a lot closer to Vegas, Columbus. But for even Ohio or for Chicago, I don't think when I was looking at the flights, I don't think I was looking at more. It was Southwest, it was the cheapest, and it was $130 one way. So, but that's why I say Chicago, because if someone lives in Phoenix or Vegas or somewhere that's a big city serviced by Southwest, they can get to Midway very cheap. And if they got, United is also cheap, American, Delta, we've got all these airlines with Spirit, Blue, JetBlue. so you can fly in a lot of cheap airlines.
You know, that got me thinking that I could just fly to Chicago and I could have an Uber pick me up.
I know a guy who drives Uber.
Which somebody earlier, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to this before, but that was what we were originally going to do when we go out to CES was just get an Uber. But the package that you get with whenever you book something like that is, you know, the rental car was like $15 a day.
Oh, jeez.
I'll put $20 of gas in the damn thing. It doesn't make sense, and I can drive myself around, you know, and be one of those idiots in Las Vegas trying to navigate through 40 lanes of everything out there. But you know, this just doesn't make sense. The times we've been out there before, yeah, of course, when we get off the plane, we get one of those. And if you guys, if any of you ever go out to Las Vegas, you can get an Uber by all means, but usually there are a line of limousines that are more than willing to take you to your hotel of choice for 20, $30, and they're more than happy to do it. You give them $20, you give them $5 tips, and they'll even give you their card, and they can come back and get you and take you back to the airport for the same money. And to ride in style. And what's funny, my parents, which went out to Las Vegas every month, every month and a half, something like that, because they were, you know, older, and that's what you do when you're older, which I'm learning that now. My dad called me. He said, "Hey, when you go to Vegas next time, just get one of those limousines that are parked there when you come out of the airport." And I said, "What? I can't afford that." And he goes, "Oh no, don't worry about it." He goes, "You can get to your whatever hotel. And we usually stay at right there next to the airport, which would be the Mandalay Bay or the Luxor, which we stayed at the Luxor more than anything else. Or what are the other ones are right there? Luxor, the Castle one. What's that called?
Yeah.
Excalibur,
Yeah.
New York. They're all like a 10-minute drive, and you know they'll take you and drop you off, and you look fancy when you pull in and get out, and you do your I'm important, and you walk into the hotel, and then they think you got money, and they you know how it is. But
Yeah, especially when you get out of the nice long stretch limo in your cutoffs and ripped t-shirt, right?
yeah,
That's the best way to do it. And now Stan's talking about it's not the cost of flying, it's the cost of staying, which I agree. Now, what I'm thinking I may be able to do is I may be able to pull a package deal where I don't know, where I get a hotel like a block of hotel rooms in a specific place, and I've had a couple be kind of cheap. But you're right, Chicago's not cheap to stay in. But we could all just stay at Neil's house. I think that would be the best. If we stay at Neil's house, then his wife can cook, and it'd be awesome. His kids can wait on you hand and foot, which I'm sure they would probably just leave because they're teenagers.
and I can bring my anatomically correct footy pajamas.
There you go. There you go. That'd be perfect.
Sewn
We'll think of something. Well, I think this is it may happen this year. It may happen next year. I think it's something that I do want to contemplate. This year, I may be too busy. One of the things. Let's talk a little bit more about my channel and where it's going. We've been way off on topic for about the last 30 minutes. So we're going to pull back into topic a little bit. Now, one of the things, one of the reasons I didn't do videos is, number one, it was holidays and I didn't do anything. I was basically lazy, and I do a lot of. When at my house, you're looking at my house. This is about as big as it is. But anyway, one of the things that I've been doing is I've been working on getting more work. One of the things I did is I did the perfect Guinness pour. That's why I know this. It was at a bar that's local. It's literally the only bar, only place remotely close to me that I can legally fly. Because if you look at the O'Hare airspace, you'll see a little pie cut in one spot. They're right here. And I can do that. I can fly right there. So I got some aerial footage of their bar, pub, blah 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 blah. So if you look them up, I'll send some people a link. And Neil, if you want to tell them, it's a place called Trinity Pub. If you look up Trinity Pub on Facebook, you'll find the video. And don't know if they put it on YouTube yet. Anyway, or if you look Diamond Aerial, I put it on my Facebook page too on Diamond Aerial. But anyway, I've been doing videos like that. I did another promotional video for someone today. I got that done today. But one of the things I'm really doing, I've been working on this gig for 6 months now. And it is a gig where I could possibly be making a crap ton of money and really putting some really it's completely different. It's not promotional. It's all 3D mapping and 2D mapping of specific types of facilities that I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to tell everybody everything I'm doing. But once we get to that point, there will be videos of some of the stuff I'm doing. Some of it I won't be able to show you because I'll have like NDA agreements or whatever, and I won't legally be able to show you anything. But I'm going to do a lot of that stuff, and I want to put more of the videos up. Like what Matt gave me the idea yesterday, and I'm stealing it, and he knows I'm stealing it. Is that I'm going to do more of the business processes, like bookkeeping, the boring stuff, bookkeeping, websites, how to keep your customers, how to talk to your customers. So you'd be surprised. Some people don't know how to talk to a customer. I've been doing customer service and I've been in business for a long time. This not with just drones. So I've done it. And if you look at my travel videos, you'll also notice I used to be a tour manager, which you had to deal with 50 people, 50 different personalities in one tour for 7 days or up to 30 days, depending on the kind of tour. So you tend to learn how to talk to people. So, it's like things like that I'm going to teach. But the biggest thing is this gig. And I'm hoping this gig starts in March, because then I'm going to dump Uber and be more than happy to dump Uber. And, all that good stuff. So I know you guys may have heard people moving around in the background. I just want to say that some of you guys don't know this, but while I do these live streams, my entire family is in this apartment. They are extremely tolerant of me doing this, and they're very quiet the entire time. In fact, tomorrow I am heading off to North Carolina to bring my niece to her host family. She's going to be going to a private school there. So I've got to do that. And, she's here on top of my stepson and my wife. So it's the four of us in a 2-bedroom. This has been my bed the last 2 weeks. You're talking about how you get dibs on the couch. That's where I've been sleeping the last 2 weeks. So I get my bed back tomorrow. Woo! If I get back from North Carolina, because I hear the weather may be an issue. Let's hope it's not.
Four girls.
Yeah.
And for those of you that God has a sense of humor, remember that.
Yes, they do. Yes, he does. Okay. I was reading Chris's comment. Okay, so Chris was talking about how Drone Wolf Media was talking about how drive 3 hours south to fly out of a small airport, an extra $200. Yes, it can be. So Stan, Ken Heron, let's talk about him in just a second. Get the family on camera. Happy New Year. No, they would prefer not to be on camera right now. Sorry, Stella. They're busy doing stuff, but they're being very good. I mean, they're awesome. Anyway, so let's talk about Ken Heron really quick. I do know I was watching his live stream today. He's live streaming from the hospital. For those of you who don't know, Ken Heron was in a bad accident New Year's Eve, I think, or New Year's Day. Or Christmas, the day after. It was really whatever. He was in a really bad accident. They show a picture of his car. It's totaled. Basically, it sounds like what happened is that and his dog is fine. His dog was in the accident. Also, the dog is fine. And Kelly from Ready Set Drone set up a GoFundMe, and I suggest if you guys follow me on Facebook, I put a link to the GoFundMe, and go ahead and look on my Facebook on Brad's Drones and contribute a little bit, because Ken, regardless of what you might think, he's not rich. I understand it, because he's in radio. Radio doesn't pay a lot of money, especially in Tennessee, small town. Chicago, they pay a little better for the DJs, but not the program managers. But he's not. He could use a little help. Is all I'm saying. He's not like going broke or anything, but he could use a little help. But he injured his back, and if you don't know his history, he's had problems with his back before from college days. And there's a video that he put up about that story that was really good, and kind of I'm a stupid college kid kind of story. So yeah, he has back issues in the first place. He's just a little older than I am, so he's like 102. I'm just barely under 102 right now, and he what had happened, I guess, in the accident, he had a Nissan Pathfinder rear-ended him, and his drone case, he's got one of those Pelican cases for his Phantom, and the drone case is what they believe, and this is just what he thinks. The drone case is what broke his back. It got shoved into the back of his car, into his back, because it was sitting behind him. Had it been sitting behind the dog may not have made it. So then the dog is fine. But anyway, go check out him. Apparently, he is going to do a live stream tomorrow, like he has done every Thursday. He missed last Thursday, but he's planning on doing this Thursday. So check him out, support him, do whatever. I generally like the guy. His puns do drive me up a wall a little bit sometimes. I mean, I like a good pun, but it's too much of a good thing. So, and I don't know how much of that, Matt, did you hear anything any more than that, or did you even know about it?
I didn't know anything about him. Didn't even know who he was. But I've been doing a little bit of research while we've been sitting here, and yeah, I think I have seen a couple of his videos before. And it looks like he streamed from the hospital 5 days ago, 4 days ago, and about 9 hours ago. So apparently, he looks like he's in good spirits. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I mean, I think part of the good spirits is the OxyContin. If you watch his live stream he did this morning, it was about 8 minutes long. You can tell he's just it's interesting, but he is in good spirits. He is going to be fine. It's just going to be a thing. So the fund is over 7,000. That's awesome. I gave a little bit of money to it, what I could. I mean, like I said, I don't have a ton of money, but I gave what I could. But it's been awesome. So even Drone Worship started a hashtag Do It for Ken. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I don't get how those hashtags work for that kind of thing. But so yeah, I hope he gets better. If he sees this, which I doubt, I hope he gets better. His suitcase is still in the car. I think if you watch Stan, if you watch today's video, I do know that whoever he had on there, he had another guy, a friend of his on there. I can't remember his name. It was Greg or something. Anyway, he had gotten some of his stuff out of the suitcase. I don't know, but yeah, he is in good spirits with bad shape. I agree, Greg. So let's hope he gets better and it's a quick recovery and everything is a full recovery and that he gets back to doing the thing he loves most, which is being a ham on the radio and on videos. So I think we're about ready to close this up, man. I think an hour and 20 minutes is a long time. What do you think?
We're only getting started.
You know damn well that going more than an hour is killing me.
Yeah, I know.
Jeff Baker.
Work too.
Yeah, you. It's an hour later there, so it's almost 8 o'clock. It's past your bedtime. You got to get as much beauty sleep as humanly possible.
Well, unfortunately, here it's kind of snowing. We have a little bit of a little bit of thing coming through. So I'm surprised I haven't got a phone call yet, but I'm just kind of waiting it out. But this is going to be one where I can send all my minions to go and take care of. But
yeah, you got to go do that. So we're gonna pack it up, and Stan says he's gonna go cook his Blue Apron. I heard that's really good stuff, by the way. So we're gonna head out of here, and I would like to first say thank you to Matt for showing up and being such a wonderful guest and having a lot of good stuff to contribute. Don't forget to fill out wherever the hell the thing is, the poll that I have up on there. Don't forget to check out Matt's channel. Don't forget all of the other stuff that I always forget. I am going to pop up. I think I can pop up my end screen here. I should be able to do that. And you might want to mute yourself, Matt, because you might might hear you in there. But actually, what we can do, I'm going to let you say goodbye real quick. So, Matt, what parting words do you have for us?
Thanks for watching, everybody. I think that we had, like, I think I seen a peak of 18 people, and that's not a bad stream. That's pretty good. I think that's good for not only you, but even though it's not on my channel, it's good for me because I've only had a maximum of 5 on any stream I've ever been. So you've won up me, Brad. But this is great, guys. Everybody, thank you. Be safe in the cold temperatures, and if you live in Florida and you're getting snow, you get what you deserve. So we'll see you around.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matt. Yes, I agree. If you're in Florida, you're getting what you deserve if you're snowing, because screw you, Chippy. So anyway, what I want to say, of course, is go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Follow me on every darn thing you want. I do have the Spreadshirt and help support the channel. And I appreciate once again, Mr. Chris, Drone Wolf Media, for the extra $2. Every dollar helps me out and keeping this endeavor going. And let's see, what else do I have to say? I want to say thanks again to everybody for watching, and fly safe. And I forget, what do I say? Bye.